Hey, listen. Y'all not gonna act like hoodlums at this man's house. You hear me? The only thing I'm gonna tell y'all before we go over here, we're going over here for a conversation. We're going over here for a conversation. I don't want these boys acting like New York hoodlums.
Definitely not.
All right, man.
Yeah. Watch your company.
Hey, I feel like I'm rolling around in the dirt with these two. We're gonna show respect at this man's house now.
That's what we do.
All right.
Totally.
All right,
Big
man.
respect,
All right.
guys.
Yo, we're going to Henry's house. I cannot fucking wait for this. You ready for this, Aljo?
I am.
What you gonna tell him?
I really don't know.
You kind of just play it by ear?
Yeah, just see what type of energy he kind of gives. But I do want to ask him, like,
what kind of energy you think he got?
I don't know. I feel like he's gonna be part cringe, part Cejudo.
Man, I wonder if he's gonna be just the Olympic champ or if he's gonna be like, you know, cringy. I just can't wait. So many questions that we're about to get answered. 7-minute drive.
You're gonna run the interview, right?
7-minute drive. Yes, I'm gonna run the interview. We'll sit there. It'll be me, you, and Henry, and Al. Compose yourself, man.
Dude, I'm composed.
Seem like a Long Island hoodlum.
No,
It
come on.
looked like to me, you know. Hey.
What's up with is Aljamain coming?
Champ, listen. Right now I'm excited about this. Because I truly believe that this should be the fight anyways.
Yeah.
Right? You the man. You walked away from the belt. And you know, we got the new champion, and he's like, shit, I'll talk to Cejudo. He's like, I don't know what Cejudo I'm gonna get. You know, I don't know if I'm getting this. I was like, really? Maybe you get the other.
I like it. I say we do just like they do it with Max Caliber.
We'll go in. We're gonna sit down. Right in this room, Henry's sitting there waiting. We're gonna sit down, have a conversation, and let's talk about something that, honestly, man, look.
No, this is just funny.
And this is the fight, but this is the fight, right? Like this is like, I mean, you're the champ. He's the dude that walked away from the belt. Like, yeah, it's the real deal. And if he's back, you know, say he's back in the side of the pool and wanting to compete, shit, you as the champion, always want to fight the best. So, yeah. And I can see that you got a little tense. Like it's kind of difficult going to another man's. I've never done it.
Me either. This first time.
A potential opponent's
time
house, like that's something different, but I think it'll be real good. So, all right, here we go. There we go. Don't wake up the baby. Don't wake up the baby.
What's up, Master, man?
I like this.
Yeah, try not to. You might want to wear some shades with all that gold.
I got your mic right here, champ. This wasn't like I hated this belt initially. Probably just jealous because I ain't got one.
Oh, you never. You never got the new generation
I got
one.
one of them shits. It's nice. It's heavy too, huh? I don't like to really touch it.
Honestly, like I beat Demetrius with this one, dude. So this was like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whether you guys want to believe it or not.
I never said you
But
lost.
this one right here, I was the first person to have the legacy belt. That's when I beat TJ.
Yeah.
So I had the introduction to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was sick.
Damn. No, I love it. I love it.
And then that other one, that's the one that I beat Tragic Marlon Marias.
Why you call him tragic?
Because it kind of went on a little tragedy afterwards.
That's terrible.
It is.
Y'all some insensitive mugs.
Let's get this ball rolling.
Y'all can't talk about this man like that, dog.
He sent me to the Neptunes. I
mean, here we go. Boy. All right, man. So listen, guys. You know, I always say I'm a bit messy. You know, I'm like the neighbor on the front porch, always trying to make people fight. So I finally managed to get two dudes that want to fight and agree to let me try to start a fight. I am in Henry Cejudo's house. And I'll tell you one thing, all he missing is a little white picket fence. Because this is a beautiful home you got here, my friend. Man. And I'm here with the champion, the Funk Master, Aljamain Sterling, the former double champ, Henry Cejudo, who is coming back into the east side of the pool with his eyes solely fixed on one man. And it ain't Alexander Volkanovski. It's my man, Aljamain Sterling. So I figured, why not get these two dudes together so we can have a conversation? So Aljo, like what are you feeling right now as the champion in this house, this man's house, surrounded by all of his accomplishments?
I feel like it's nice to see. It's cool. I mean, But I think
he's inspired, dude.
I think
He's inspired?
No, this is something I would like for my kids to have one day. But for me right now, is I'm still doing it, you know. So it's a little different. So, you know, it's a little bit in the past.
All this?
And yeah, you know, and it's good accomplishments. You know, a lot of the things I didn't get to accomplish coming up in high school because I started so late. But it is what it is. I think we've both reached the pinnacle of the sport before, and now he wants to come back and try to get a little bit more of that. But we'll see.
Of course, man. Well, can I give you a little intro here, Aljamain? Aljamain. Can I give you a little intro? Do you see those? You see those stop signs? Right there, dude. I got 12 of those things. More than anybody in the damn country do. You see all those belts? You see all those state titles on the bottom there? Between me and my brother, we have 8. You see that tombstone-looking thing over there? Looking like I died? That's the Hall of Fame. Was the youngest in history to ever be inducted into the USA Wrestling Hall of Fame. You see that wrestling shoe right there? #1 seller in Adidas. You see that damn plaque right there? There's a freaking holiday with my name on it every single year here in Arizona. You know what I'm saying? From Coca-Cola bottles to my autobiography to my books. Daniel, what I'm trying to say is I've done it all, dude.
Yeah.
Why am I coming back?
That's the question, right? If you've done it all,
why am I coming back?
That's kind of where I'm at.
Because I still, my ability's still there. And I'll be quite honest with you, even when I did retire, because it was a legit retirement. Satisfied, full.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the drive? Like, who was going to push me? Especially when it even came to the compensation piece.
Yeah.
From everything that I've done, from the theatrics, from the fucking character, to all that stuff. Just like, you know what? I feel like I've done enough. Let me take a break from the damn sport, or maybe even be finished for good. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I kept myself in the game, coaching guys like John Jones, David Figueiredo, Wei Lee, Chris Cyborg, Yuri Provoska, like the best of the best, and I've been able to just stay in the game and analyze everybody. I just feel like I'm just such a smarter person than I am now than I've ever been before.
Well, I see your board here where you can break down video and watch footage. But let me ask you this. When you walked away from the game, right, and you were the champ, you had knocked out Dominic Cruz, if there was ever a time you were coming back, did you expect him to be sitting there as the champion?
No.
Be completely honest.
No.
Did you see that a champion in Aljamain Sterling?
No.
When you walked away? Why not?
Too many flaws.
He's got a lot of flaws.
Yes.
What are those flaws?
Well, we're gonna end up fighting, but I'm gonna expose that. But he's got a lot of flaws. As good as he is, he's got an ability to him, and I think that is his greatest asset. His limbs, his all that. But I still don't think he really understands his whole capability just yet. Think about it this way: I'm 5'4", small, short, but I know how to fight people where people don't touch me. I know how to wrestle people. I'm a better competitor than I'm a fighter. So when I see a guy like Aljamain Sterling, I'm just like, that's easy money.
You think this guy right here is easy money? Especially after what you just saw him do down in Florida against Piotr Jan.
Yeah, and I had even done a message about him. I said, if Aljamain Sterling makes those adjustments, Piotr Jan has a big fucking hole in his game, and it's called wrestling. And if nobody's able to expose that, then shame on them. You know what I'm saying? So I think my biggest things for him was his entries. How is it that he's actually going to get inside to be able to take him down? And even with those shots that he did take, a bit extended, but he was able to get the job done.
Because he's long.
And because of his ability. But I still don't think he's really honed into it yet. I think there's still a lot of room for him to grow. And hold on, and I'm going to compliment him, and that's still scary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when he truly gets it, understands it, and takes it to a whole nother level rather than just fighting, Aljamain Sterling will become that much more dangerous.
It's got to be hard to hear that, right? It's got to be hard to hear yourself being judged as incomplete and with so many flaws when you are the champion of the world. To sit there, and I mean, obviously you must respect it because it's to your face. Yeah. But it's like, it has to be hard to be sitting there getting judged as the champion of the world for not having the skill set or being at your max potential.
You know, one of the things I've realized as a coach, that I coach currently, still cornering guys and still competing, I do learn that when you step into the cage, when you step onto the mat, you always compete the way you compete, even though you know there's things you can do better. You know, but you compete and do what you got to do to get the win, and that's the most important thing. So whether or not it's incomplete, it's like in hindsight's 2020. When we go back and we watch the tape, we always see different things we could do better. We always see different things that we can maybe have capitalized on in certain positions. So when I look at it and like people criticize the fight, I go,
is it easier for him to do that from the outside?
It's always easier for everybody, and I think he knows that as well. So for me, it's like, yeah, you can say those things, but for me, it's like, dude,
How would you criticize me, Aljamain, if I was? Because honestly, when I just gave you right now, it's like some advice. I'm not gonna give you the whole blueprint.
I didn't
But
say.
I would
I didn't say anything.
I would like for you to.
But you want my advice right now?
Of course. Why not? I gave you a little present.
Well, it's honestly tough because obviously you just watched my fight 3 weeks ago versus I haven't seen your fight in like 2 years. You know, if I was fighting Cruz, I'd been studying it, but I'm not fighting Cruz. You know what I mean? So I haven't been able to actually like go back and watch.
So he's got a bit of an advantage.
He's got a bit of an advantage
because he's at home on the couch watching you compete
eating bonbons,
right? Yeah, but watching you, right, as the champ. Like, I still want to fight this dude. Whereas Henry Cejudo's a distant memory to you.
Not a distant memory.
Well, I mean, he could not have been at the forefront. He hasn't fought.
Oh, no, because I didn't know if the guy was being serious or not. Because he teased it a couple of times. I'm like, all right, and I've said it multiple times online. Like, if you're serious, and I even told Ali, I said, if you guys are serious, let me know, because I'm gonna be on top of that podium eventually one day. And even like the criticism from the first fight, we've had a conversation about that.
Yep.
I've cut weight a ton. You've missed weight a couple of times. You know what it feels like cutting weight.
A few times.
But you understand how it feels when you cut weight and the next day if you don't rehydrate properly the next day. And that's exactly what that was, why I looked so lackadaisical, falling all over the place, and people were talking all kinds of crazy, and I'm like, dude, I was in there with the guy. So I know what I felt versus how I felt.
Of course. And
that's the difference.
I'm not judging you according to the fight that you had with him a year and a half ago. I'm judging you according to your last fight.
No, of course. But I'm saying you did those shots.
I did.
You did those shots
what did I do though? You know
afterwards.
I felt horrible, and I did apologize. So
it was horrible for what?
But why'd you feel horrible whenever you felt?
Because it wasn't his fault, and that motherfucker did cheat. He did fucking hit him in with the knee, and it was like.
Oh, not the knee. I'm talking about the whole performance in terms of my output, like what I actually did. I was talking about that.
Which fight?
The first
Piotr fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you did a horrible. I thought you went in there and threw a bunch of volume and it wasn't working.
Yeah.
And you just didn't respect it. And your takedowns weren't there.
100%.
Things of that nature, and I feel like you're trying to create those scrambling positions. I talked about it before, and you're trying to go to the bottom. It just wasn't working.
No, it didn't.
What I will say about this dude is he's a winner. He found a way to beat this dude.
Did you think he was going to beat Piotr the second time?
I thought he could have. Yes, because my very last video that I did about Aljamain, I said, if this dude makes those adjustments, I saw a lot of hoes with Peter Yan, especially when he fought Corey Sanders. He was like, if this motherfucker can take him down, dude, it's easy work for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got my legs that I could trip. I got my hands. I got my feet. I can transition things very well. You know, like, and I knew Aljamain had the strength to beat him.
You know, when you walked away from the game, you always stayed like right at the forefront of everybody's like mental, right? So regardless of what was happening in the weight class, you always kind of imparted yourself in the conversation. Yeah. And at times that could be annoying, especially to the guys that are actively competing. Like, man, what is this dude doing? Because we're all here doing what we're supposed to be doing, fighting, but he's talking. Yeah. He's talking. But at what point did it switch though, right? At what point did it switch for you? Honestly, where I was like, I'm not just talking anymore.
Yeah. Well, now that I'm back in USADA.
Yeah.
But before then, I was fucking I'm having fun. I really was. Like, even that whole cringe persona that I kind of portrayed, that is me. You know what I'm saying? I just
turn the volume up.
Turn the volume up. Yeah.
Was that annoying to you?
The
cringe.
But
the cringe guy annoying?
But not just the cringe, because of course it's an annoying character. It's like, man, shut the fuck up. But at the same time, you can't deny what he's done.
But when you say shut the fuck up, like, it's almost like, come and make me.
Yes, exactly. I embrace that. Like, even me fucking pulling out the pillows, DC, or fucking whipping that snake, I need pressure, DC. If I don't feel pressure in whatever sense of it's hard for me to really get up. And you know what I mean? I gotta add that extra thing.
Can you give him that pressure that he's looking for?
100%. I think honestly that's probably where we're both pretty similar. Because I mean, I talk shit, and I kind of like putting myself in that position where it's one of us is gonna have to back it up. And
you was gonna show up to this dude's gym. You're in Arizona.
Not.
You can show up to his gym.
Not hostility.
Well, not hostility, but you go, hey, I want to fight. I want to fight you as the guy that walked away from the division with the belt.
Well, see, the Kings don't have to go chasing the other guys around. You know what I mean? So I was just gonna go there and show some fan love.
Oh, he's gonna show you fan love as the king. Because guess what, champ, he's the king. He is the king.
He's got the belt, but he ain't the best in the world.
You don't think he's the best in the world?
I hear a lot of guys say that though.
Why? How could you be the champion but not the best in the world?
It's like this, dude. It's like there's been guys that have had UFC belts that were kind of granted that. No, don't get me wrong.
No, I'm listening to the point.
He is the world top, but when it comes to saying who is the best in the world, I just don't. It's hard for me to fucking put myself aside and say that. When I lost to Demetrius Johnson, that motherfucker's the best.
He was like, that's a bad dude right there.
That's a bad dude. That's a dude that I knew that I had to chase. I don't feel that with Aljamain. Even though I know at any given moment, Aljamain, I know that you can knock my ass out because I'm in the fight game too. So I'm actually very cautious about shit like that. His ability, his limbs, his knees, throwing stuff up the middle. That's the stuff that's the stuff that more like he could probably have success with, but not really, man, because I'm just too smart. And he talks a little bit too much where he kind of gives you the game plan already.
Well, it's.
So what I'm saying is I'll be expecting all that. And you know what I'm saying?
But see,
and
we got smaller guys at our gym too, and it's like I know what they're capable of as well. Outside of the wrestling
can
factor.
wrestle and do everything.
So it's like
yeah, but he ain't no Olympic.
Marab can wrestle. Marab goes hard. Marab can.
I'm sure he does, and he's a good partner to have. And he's very dangerous, and I believe he can beat a guy like Peter. For the same thing, styles make fights.
100%.
But when you go up against a guy like me that's complete, that can strike, that can kick, that can knee, that could wrestle, that can submit.
But how do you get close? How do you get close?
You'll see.
How do you get close to a man like that?
You'll see Dominic.
I mean, Jan couldn't find. He was swinging at the air, and he's a good guy at closing the gap that people said.
Yeah, but I see. You see, I can't give you that. I can't give you that blueprint just yet. I'm too.
Is this good?
My IQ's too. I'm too smart. I'm too smart for that.
But I mean, is this the? I mean, honestly, like, this is the fight. 2 years out the game, and you want to fight this dude right away.
Yeah.
I mean, that's for a guy on the outside myself who's in the game but not fighting anymore. I'm like, man, should Henry maybe fight somebody else before he fights this dude?
I had even thought I really wanted Volkanovski, man. I really did. Like that's how crazy I am because I want something that's gonna push me that nobody believes that I could win. But if I have to get my feet wet and fight these dudes to eventually rip this dude's head off and become the first 3 division champion, that's what I'm gonna do. So there's a plan set in place for me. There's a goal set in place, and I've already started camp. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm already in that transition where I'm not burning myself out, where everything's done very methodically.
The mindset's changed.
The mindset, the science, you know what I'm saying? Like really listen.
That's a word you use a lot now. Science in regards to your approach. What is this? Are you in the science like of the approach? Because that's not something we did. When we were fighting, we trained hard and we went and fought.
I just listen to my body. That's really it. And I push. I mean, you see, these guys know I redline and go crazy, and I think I like my chances. I think that's the best way.
What about him though? Like, what about him says it? Because honestly, we have seen this dude kind of like elevate in those big situations as we saw you do. Because there was a lot of people in this world. Today we got told that if you fought T.J. Dillashaw, you'd be the favorite. And you're like, well, I'm used to being the underdog as the champion.
Yeah.
You think he'll be the favorite with me?
I don't set the lines. I mean, I feel pretty confident that if they set a line, they'd probably make Aljo the favorite.
You think so?
I think.
I don't think so.
I think you think.
You think you'd be the favorite?
Yeah.
I think you think the same thing TJ thinks. That it's going to be an easy fight.
No.
If I'm being 100% honest.
No. I don't.
Is that what you're getting off now?
And I do love that.
No.
Because, like you said before, and which I know too, there's a time to fight and there's a time to compete.
Yeah.
And that's what I did against Jan. And I know what to do that with you. I know that to do that with TJ,
Yeah, but
Aldo.
there's one thing that nobody could ever take away from me is my experience. And my experience is second to none in this damn game. My experience of winning at the highest levels in 2 sports. So that's, when you're talking about a real competitor, dude, it doesn't get bigger than me. It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Whether I'm fucking 5'4", a twist is still flexible, you understand the concept. My brain, my ability is just, I've proven it. There's nothing much that I can sell, but I'm saying if you're gonna talk about us competing, you'll never be a better competitor than me. And I can say that too with even Demetrius Johnson. I had Demetrius Johnson over at my house. Like, do you know why I beat you, Demetrius?
You told me that to his
You
face.
fought. I said I was just a better competitor than you, and I had to go back into what I know and what is it to win. How is it that I had to convey to the judge at the very end, call his ass in to win the round. All that shit relies on fucking being a competitor. No offense to Aljamain, congratulations. I'm actually really happy that you won the belt. I really am because you.
It almost sounds like you say, but like, see, with the way that he's been talking the whole time, it sounds like you're happy he won the belt because you think you could beat that man.
Of course.
Like, I mean, that's what it feels like. I mean, maybe I'm
Of
wrong.
course, but this is the thing. It's not just Aljamain. It's all those dudes.
You think you beat them all?
Yes.
Dillashaw, you beat already.
Yes.
Piotr Jan, you think you got Corey Sandhagen.
Yes. I think Corey would probably be the one that would probably complicate things more.
You think Corey Sandhagen, who he submitted in one round, would be the toughest fight in the division for you?
Yeah, but I still take him out.
I know.
Just his limbs. I mean, I take that back. That's all I got to do with Corey is just wrestle. And TJ showed that. So what you do is you take a lot of these pieces from what these other guys have competed, and you take a little bit of that.
Like, you know, benefits of sitting on the sideline.
Yeah, it is. It is, and he's right. But I will say this. Yeah, does everybody have a puncher's chance? Of course.
You cannot say that he has a puncher's chance.
It's the game.
First off, he doesn't.
It's the game, but the same reason why, DC, that it keeps me on my toes.
Yeah, but champ, Olympic champ, double champ, triple C. Listen.
Love it.
You cannot say that a guy at 135 pounds has a puncher's chance. You guys are far too skilled to rely on the punch. That's a heavyweight, right? Heavyweight has a chance to punch you, knock you out.
Yeah.
This guy's as skilled as they come in the entire world.
His best
and your
attributes.
Your patience right now is a sight to behold.
His best attributes.
Your patience is.
I don't get rattled with anything.
I don't expect you to
it's
get
just
rattled, but I'm like.
Well, not even like rattled, just like expectations of what people think of me, and like.
But why you though?
I've
All
heard.
you've done is one.
That's what I'm saying. I've heard it all, and I've had people doubt me for literally 13 months and telling me that I'm gonna get done any way possible, like we're in a prison cell and this guy's gonna bend me over backwards and happens. You know what I mean? So it's like, what else can people say? I just go out there, do what I gotta do, put the work in, and show up for work, punch the clock, and then walk out with the hand raised.
So for me, this is the question, right? Because I want to see it. I want these two to fight. I want to see if you can once again prove a dude like Piotr Jan thought that he was going to run through you wrong. I want to see
Sandhagen.
Sandhagen too, in a round. I want to see if you, after 2 years away, can come back and just go right back to the top of the division, because that's very rare. So what's the next steps?
But see, and just so we have some clarity, like the difference I feel like between my run to the top and Cejudo's, the guys he fought compared to the guys I fought were all winning and on win streaks at the time that we competed, where it's definitely a lot different for him. I mean, you could say that about TJ. TJ came down to 25.
Dude, but can I tell you something about
You
TJ?
weren't that. What about the TJ? He beat TJ Dillashaw in the way that he did.
I mean,
that's impressive.
That was a weird knockout in the sense of like him coming down to 25. I'm not discrediting it because TJ is a big name. He's accomplished a lot, even though I do think TJ's a cheap little bump.
And he got Cruz, and he got Cruz in 2 rounds or 1 round?
2 rounds.
And Cruz.
And I put Marlon Moraes away. So what I'm saying, if it comes to heart, I can fold you, I can break you like I did with Marlon.
With Marlon, you broke.
Yes,
I'll give you that.
If it comes to technique, or if it comes to, all right, man, let's go. I mean, I can do whatever, man. Like I got to the point. DC, it's like wrestling, and you were there. 07 didn't score a point at the World Championships. The next year, dude, Olympic champ, dude, standing on the fucking podium. I know how to make adjustments, and the biggest thing what makes me successful is my honesty. I hold myself accountable. You know what I'm saying? I base my shit off of probabilities. I'm not gonna do something. I have the ability to fight everybody different, and I know that I would have to fight Aljamain different than anybody else.
So what's
his biggest gift are his releases off the clinch, his knees, the things that he does that people
some other stuff I got up my
people are not capitalizing.
That people haven't seen yet. I got some other stuff.
People are not capitalizing, but at the same time, it's like I do take this match serious. Like I would do it with anybody. So what's my toughest opposition is the next one that I'm eventually going to take. You know what I'm saying? And if it is Aljamain, then that's what it is. That shit. I'm getting, I want this contract signed, dude.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, what's the next step as the champion? Do you have to go to Sean Shelby and say, Sean, this is the guy. I want to fight that dude. Because especially after sitting in this dude's house, him talking to you in this way, like, it's like, I want to go kick this dude's ass.
I like proving people wrong.
Because that's the best, right? Proving them wrong.
It's satisfying. There's something very satisfying about talking your shit and then being the guy that walks away like, yeah, how about that?
But is it talking shit or is it just talking truth?
No.
Right?
It's not shit talk.
He thinks it's true.
But it's someone has to eat their words.
Yes.
And that's what makes it all the more satisfying because someone has to eat the humble pie.
But that's where I thrive, DC. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like Henry hasn't had enough. I mean, he's had enough pie, but he hasn't had enough humble pie.
Well, yeah.
But he ain't lying.
2 years away from the game, the waistline
no,
just
of
keeps expanding.
course. But let me give you this example too. Like, let's say if I was never to even fight with maybe the next year, 2 years, I feel so good. DC.
You still think you can beat Aljamain?
Yes.
So you think you can take another 2 years off and come back and beat?
Yes. Yes, but not just Aljamain, but all of them, everybody. Like the way I see it, this is what I like to do: fight Aljamain, TJ, going after Volkanovski. Man.
TJ again?
So you have for 2 fights.
Yeah.
You had 135 for 2 fights.
Because this is what it is. And you're gonna understand. You should understand as a champion. Money talks. You know, what I'm
That's
saying?
where I'm at right now.
I'm in the business to make money. Like this isn't like me beating Aljamain or getting another bout. It's like I'm looking at the green. Like that's my. I have everything done. You guys are in the fucking presence of my room of what I've done.
Yeah.
I have a baby now. I'm after that fucking cash.
Yeah.
But that's what's motivating me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And these guys are just bumps in the road.
Yeah.
Means to an end.
Pretty much. Until I get to Volkanovski.
So let me ask you a question. When? Like when? How long do we have to wait for you to be able to clear USADA? How long till you're ready to go again? And if
I would love to fight him at MSG. I think he's from New York.
That's in November. So you want to go in New York City
Why
to
not,
fight this
dude?
man?
Hell yeah.
In November.
In his backyard. Hell
Is he
yeah.
back eligible in November?
Yeah.
He's back eligible in November. You want to fight this dude in MSG?
That would be nice. But
gotta ask for a player?
I actually can't fight in New York right now. So
Oh, see, now he's backing out, dude.
What you mean?
I literally can't fight in New York. That's
Why?
That's why I've never fought there.
Damn, he can't fight in New York. I mean, we're not gonna get into it, but he obviously can't fight. So what?
What is
Would
it,
you
man?
be willing
What
to
is
go
it?
into
You
Southern
steal
California
Would you steal
fighting?
something in New York, dude? What
Would you
happened?
what?
You got a felony, dude?
Nah, it's a little more complicated.
Would you want to go fight him in Southern California?
Dude, I probably get booed, but Mexicans don't like
They
me.
hated Joe ass in SoCal last time. They booed him.
See,
Take
we're
him to SoCal.
talking about money. I don't want to go to SoCal for them to take a bunch of my winnings, you know. So I like Vegas.
What's a fight look like between you two? Do you submit this man? Do you beat this man by decision? How do you beat Henry Cejudo?
I think it might be similar to like a Volkanovski Ortega, except the difference is I can wrestle.
So you just beat him down, and by the end of the fight, it's
I'm not gonna say I beat him down. I mean, he's not gonna sit there and just take it.
So you want to beat me down?
Well, he would be Volkanovski. I would be Ortega in terms of the submission,
okay,
but I can
okay,
actually
okay.
wrestle.
Okay, now I understand. I thought you were talking about the guy. I don't know why you would compare you guys to the
No,
guy that lost
no,
the fight, champ.
no.
I don't know,
No,
I don't know why
definitely
you would
not.
do that. Oh,
No offense, Ortega.
how's the fight look?
100% defense in the UFC. I'm comfortable. Even if he gets to my legs, body lock, I want him there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make him suffer.
But I would pick you up off of your feet.
Nobody's done it.
Like literally pick you up over your
Probably
feet.
could pick you, but you won't drive me.
I mean, if I get double underhooks, I think you're going for a ride. That's
Get
just my
inside
take.
trip real quick. I got.
I mean, RBY thought the same thing.
I got so much.
I sent that guy
expertise.
on Air Sterling.
NCAA champ to Olympic champ is a whole nother ballgame. And you know that, DC.
This is true.
Whole nother
But I
ballgame.
still think, I don't know.
But I thought that was ballsy of you. And I know
Step out of his comfort zone
Yes,
to go wrestle
yes.
RBY.
I like
Which
that.
I haven't done in forever.
I like that.
And score points.
And I didn't get to wrestle train because of my neck. I just took the money
No,
because it
but
was
even
money.
the reason why he probably had a little bit of success because he threw the kitchen sink.
That's the
he
way I
took
wrestle.
risk.
But even
That's
if
the
he
way
take-
I wrestle.
Here's the thing, though. He can take risk against you too.
I get no. I got highlights of me lat dropping, body locking.
I've seen
That
it.
was the way I take people down. So it's not taking a risk. That's my go-to offense. The same way your go-to offense is your inside trip.
But there's so much more to that.
Yeah, but
There's
you
so
can't
much
inside
more.
leg
There's so
trip,
many
daddy
more-
long legs. You can't do
there's
that
so
to
many
me.
It's even
Says
easier.
he's too long for you
It's
to
even
inside
easier.
trip.
You inside leg trip me into something, you fall into a triangle. I got a lot. No, I'm not gonna look for a guillotine against you. That would just be silly. But I got a lot of different things. I'm telling you, you guys haven't seen half of my game yet.
Dana White don't like
which
this.
is what I love.
He
Hey,
is, man.
they don't like
Dana White
this.
is to sign that down
They don't like
contract.
this.
I'm here to take that belt from. He's baby. All these dudes that have ever had the belt, they're just babysitting my belt. That's the way I see it.
You did
But can
walk
I ask you a
away.
question?
Yeah, go
When you beat Dominic Cruz, did you really feel like you beat like a good, like Dominic Cruz right now versus the Dominic Cruz you fought coming off the couch. Did you really think you beat a good version of himself? 5.5 weeks training for a 5-round fight?
Of course. Because you know what? Dominic Cruz has proven to do that against TJ Dillashaw in a 3-year layoff and became a fucking world champion.
In 5.5 weeks training though?
Yeah, but that's what they say, man. Don't take the fight then. Don't sign the contract. That's the way I see it. I will never take a short notice fight. Never. I'm too big.
But because of those reasons. Because you don't want to have any type of excuse or reasoning why you had a short
time. At that time, even when I had the belt, dude, I was creating this stuff. I gave Jose Aldo an opportunity. Oh, you won that fight against fucking Marlon Moraes. Yeah. I did. With my speed. I don't know if you saw that in Brazil. I had the 2 girls there. I was like, Dana White, I want to fight in my house. I want to fight in my home, Rio de Janeiro. Daddy's coming home. You know what I'm saying? I had to create this shit. 2 weeks later, Jose Baldo has a damn contract. You know what I'm saying? I am trying to make money. Did Marlon Moraes beat him? 100%. I ain't gonna fight Marlon again. Let me take this legend out. So just so you guys know, I'm a fucking businessman. And that's all.
Yeah, but I'm saying Cruz took
even
the fight because of money.
Even with my 2 years of retirement, Aljamain, I become so much smarter, DC. I've gotten my break. You know what I'm saying? And of course, man, this is the fight game, dude. And I will take this motherfucker as serious as anybody that I've ever taken. Because that's all I've ever do. When I go in, I go in. If I'm not gonna compete, I'm gonna take 2 years off. I won't ever even come back. It's just the money is too damn good. Mm-hmm. The money is too damn good, and that's what motivated me. These are nice, dude. I got enough of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
So what changes with the money for this after a 2-year layoff?
What changes? What do you mean?
Like, what do you get that's an incentive other than, like, the base pay?
He thinks that he's going to get money, which ultimately leads him to the Volkanovski fight where he cashes in the chips.
More money. And I'm going to take
so
that.
So you're playing the long game.
I'm going to take that. My goal is to fight Alexander Volkanovski in Australia. That's my goal. So again, I'm not overlooking this dude by any means. Because of course, dude. You know what I'm saying?
He's world champ.
The dude is dangerous. He's in the position that he's at now.
I'm just saying, they were talking about Peter Yan versus TJ Dillashaw. It was like I wasn't even there. I'm just saying. I feel like that's about to happen again. I just feel like it's about to happen again.
Well, the crowd, but I can tell you from my heart, Aljamain, I'm going to take you so fucking serious, dude. I'm going to dissect you. And you got my respect. You know what I'm saying?
Don't sound like it.
When that cage locks, no, because I am going to tell him how I feel. I really am, dude. Like, I'm not.
But at least it's face to face.
There's nothing wrong with confidence,
because
man.
the reality
you should
is,
have, you should have confidence.
Watching guys online take shots at each other is one thing. But when you put them face to face and you're willing to sit up there and tell them that stuff face to face, hey,
I'll tell any of these dudes, honestly. And nothing against Aljamain, but if TJ was sitting here telling the same thing, fucking Peter the Ugly Potato and y'all, I'm telling the exact same shit.
Dominic Cruz.
Fucking, we did it. Dominic Snooze, of course. And go back and watch that fight and just pinpoint how is it that I beat
you. Look good. I'm just saying you look good. I just feel like he looks really slow and old. I'm just saying. But now I'm just saying now he looks good. Dude, so I'm just like, you know.
You think he looks good now? Because he thinks he looks.
I feel like he looked like he oiled the wheels under his old knees.
Very beatable. Very beatable. He doesn't impress me at all. Leaves his legs behind. Like he's all that movement unnecessary. And I showed that, DC. I told Dominic Cruz that he ain't making it past 3, and I'm gonna tell Aljamain Sterling that now you ain't making it past 3 either.
3 rounds.
3 rounds.
And you getting Aljo out of it.
Yes.
That's a tough.
Yes.
Aljo.
Because I'm gonna put that pressure on me. I'm gonna put that pressure on. Yes.
But you also understand if it don't come, you'll just fight him for 25 minutes.
If I have to, of course.
But you don't think he makes it 25?
No. My intention is to fucking shut everybody's lights out.
Aljo, to that you say in closing?
Whether it's Aljamain, whether whomever it is.
There's nothing to really say.
It's just like you're like at a loss for words, like Jesus.
It's
Christ.
no loss for words. It's just hilarious. It's just funny to hear this because it's just like, all right, just do your best, do your worst, and bring what you got to bring. Because at the end of the day, I've heard a lot of people say all these things about me, and it's this. He can't do this. He got no power. He can't strike. He can't take me down. He's a D3 wrestler, and then I just keep shutting everybody the fuck up. So it's just like
the difference is Aljamain is on top of that's my confidence speaking. You know.
Well, I said is you should have that. Speaking, you should have that.
But I do respect you.
You should. Have
anybody that whoever gets in that octagon, and I do know your abilities, and I do have to be careful. But
I do know I get him down. Daddy Longlegs on. Daddy Longlegs on.
You think his back is over,
and I think
you
the fight.
You backpack him, it's over.
I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna grease up.
Backpack, they don't get back up.
I don't think he's gonna grease up and cheat like some of these other guys. So he won't be able to get me off his back.
My defense is too good. My IQ is too good, man.
You ain't getting there.
No. Get to my legs.
Wow.
Get to my body.
All right,
You're,
hey.
you're gonna suffer in there.
Boys, I like this. You know, like I said, I'm messy. I love to start shit. Nah, this is perfect for me. I love this.
Yeah.
And to me, it sounds like one guy's extremely confident. One guy's the champion and doesn't feel like he needs to say.
Aljamain's humble as hell, dude.
He's a humble guy, but it feels like Aljamain. It feels like as the champion, he is comfortable in his place and not having to tell you what he'll do. Whereas you're more than confident and you're comfortable saying, "Hey, I'm gonna take you out." So, guys, the only thing left to do is to make the fight. So, UFC, Sean Shelby, Dana White, whoever else, Hunter Campbell, call this man. Call this man. Get these two dudes signed up to fight, and let's see who's the true bantamweight champion of the world. Look, we got 3 guys in this division right now, and you can't go wrong with either. Dillashaw, Cejudo, Aljamain Sterling. But in those 3, we have some guaranteed great fights. Guys, like, subscribe, and make sure you watch out for these 2 because it's going to be phenomenal when it happens. Now it's time to play pool. We'll see who's the best on the pool table.
I have a better game.
What?
I'm gonna bring it up right now.
You're crazy. All right, guys. Till next time. Peace.